Sergeant America back with more Stinkin' Thinkin' from the Comic Cave. Of course, my schedule's all screwed up, so here I am at 4:35 in the morning, uh, thinking about. Of course, my wife discussed with me about in my daughter's closet. I have about 8 to 10 short boxes full of comics. When she comes of age, where do they go? So that's why I'm here to say to you, stop collecting physical copies of comic books. It's my, what do they call it, unpopular opinion. So I decided that with comic books, we just got to stop collecting physical. I mean, think about it. Most of us are not in our forever home. When it comes time, how are you going to move 10, 12, 24, for some of you 76 short or long boxes full of comics? Hundreds of pounds. It's almost by the tonnage now. What do we get out of a physical copy? When we think about it, books are now going to the e-reader idea. The Barnes and Nobles will soon be disappearing. We talk about struggling comic book shops. Walmart, I guess, is going to sell physical copies. Does that not say that this is the end of physical copies? Well, Walmart is going to start selling them. I just had to say that, I don't know. I think digital is now, we are just about at that step where everybody will step over to digital. Digital is the way of the future. Carry thousands, hundreds of thousands of comics. There's unlimited series of rentals for Marvel, Comixology, DC will soon probably be doing the same with their streaming service. So when you look at all that, I mean, well, what do you need in a physical copy? I mean, you get a bag, you get a book, you take it home, you read it, you put it in a bag, you put it in with a board. Maybe you already got the bag and board, included. I hear a lot of people even mention they have stacks and stacks of books stacked up that they have not put away yet. Obviously, it's one of the things that we love least in this industry. Minus, of course, a couple people. The bagging and boarding bad boy, Mark, of course, we know it's a cornerstone of his life to get his books, to organize them, to keep them. But for many of us, I mean, when it's the Food Network magazine, when it's Nat Geo, when it's Playboy, how long do you keep those around for? Why in this group of a hobby, of a collection, do we just become hoarders? We just grab everything we can, dollar bins and 50 cents and free books that are given to us by people, and until we have just masses and masses of them. So we have stacks just added up when, most of us don't cull our herd at all. We just, like the great dragon Smog, just keep collecting layer after layer, having all different kinds of organization, because sometimes maybe, we have to switch all of our boxes, or, it doesn't quite fit in one way or another. It's a weird size. We buy the book and then we buy it in trade. And then if we really like it, maybe we buy it in hardcover. So now we're getting it multiple ways, now you're getting hundreds of books. How often are you redigging back through your old books, those collected treasures, and rereading them? I'm looking at rereading mine here very shortly. I pulled out some, and I'm going to see, is it worth it for me to continue on my physical level? Do I need to go 100% digital? Like I've been very lucky. I mean, I do have the Hoopla app. So once again, my library gives me free books. There's many multiple services out there. I do actually even have probably hundreds of digital copies of things. We've seen the comic industry dip their toes into it multiple times, trying to see, is the digital the way people are going to go? Many of us are about physical, and so much so that we're putting them in plastic clamshells. Sealing them away. So the prize book that you've always wanted, you're putting in something that you can never reread again unless you crack it open and devalue it. And that's the thing too. I mean, every time we read it, it stands for nicks and tears and breaks. And, we're getting to that point, what is it that we are doing with this collection? What is it that it is? Is it defining us? So I guess that's what I have to say to you. Are you ready to go digital? Are you ready to change the world with me? Catchphrase.